but you're able to see the lessons that consciousness is teaching itself. And you also respect the other aspects of consciousness enough to not inflict your will on them and say, you can't learn that way because I know a better way. There's a great understanding and compassion that comes, and this is why there's a saying, God allows. God does allow. God doesn't make bad stuff happen. God allows us to experiment with what it means to be manifest, because God is learning through each of us as well. Even though God, that consciousness, knows it all already, because time, learning, implies that there's a point where one didn't know something, there's a point where one is. If time isn't real, which once you get out of here, time isn't real, it implies that it's all known already anyway. It also implies, or it might, the logical mind might think it implies that everything is predestined, which means we don't have free will, which means we got stuck here by somebody, even if it's our higher self, and we just have a life path that we have to live, and whatever we do doesn't make any difference because it's going to happen to us anyway. That's not the way it is. We do have free will. We have been given, like Source, created in the image of God, the ability to directly affect with our thoughts and desires what the hologram we see personally is going to be. It becomes a part of the divine blueprint. When we think a thought, it has the ability to expand the divine blueprint. If it is a thought that is not in harmony with the divine blueprint, it has the ability to erode the divine blueprint. So we are entrusted and given a gift of free will while we're here, but we're entrusted with a responsibility that goes with it. When we get beyond here, it's all a game. In the mind of God, in the heart of God, it's a beloved game. Everybody is loved hugely, because Source, when you are at one with Source, it recognizes every being that was ever manifest as a part of itself. It recognizes the struggles, the things that were learned in that framework, the things that were experienced. There's a huge love. God does not pass judgment on us. That was a lie that was put in to manipulate people here in order to make them subservient to outside external authorities, which are anti-Christos teachings that were meant to take you away from your inner Christos and your direct connection of Source and plug you in to an external source's authority so it could steal your energy. Right now, we're learning to get our connection back. And with it, there's going to be changes. We'll watch our emotions grow, sometimes turbulently, where you're clearing out your DNA template and all sorts of stuff starts to kick up and you just feel really grouchy and lousy and you want to bite. Or you feel really weepy and you just want to cry and you have no idea why. It has to do with what happened 2 million years ago and the incarnation you have there. You just don't remember that part. You're just getting the tears. You know? Or you may get manic, where you just feel the times that once upon a time I knew I had the power. There's sometimes all of us have had experiences of mastery of some sort or another. There are times where you may have, where you go out in... this can happen in nature a lot, because there were times when this race were masters of the elemental kingdoms. Talk about Merlins and things like that. We didn't need Merlin, you know, wizards and stuff, because we had a direct relationship with the consciousness of dimension 1 and 2, which are called the Manu consciousness, the elementals. We could direct the weather by thought and will and heart. And as long as we didn't abuse that, it wouldn't abuse us. The weather was great. The consciousness that controls the weather patterns and the natural earth patterns, you could direct tides. If you were nice, if you understood it was a co-creative experience, which means you're not going to inflict your will on that thing, call it an ocean. You're not going to inflict your will on it and treat it as if it's not conscious, so it's going to do your bidding. The way this race used to have the power to interface with the elements and to get them to do what they wanted was out of love, because they would recognize that the molecules that compose the other things were just as conscious as they were, and they were just as much a part of God as the self was. And there was a loving co-creative relationship where if you were out in a boat on an ocean and the sea started to kick up, first thing you'd think was, anything I can do to help you? Is something bothering you, spirit of the ocean, right now? Obviously you're throwing energy around. Is this just something you need to do? And if it's just something you need to do and I can't help you, can, like, you do it over there or help me to get over here so it doesn't harm me? We would have these abilities, and we would have conversations sometimes like that. But most often they came right from here, and there were no words even involved, because it was a language beyond words that you didn't need, but you could feel the power and the love of connecting with the planet that way. There may be times as you go through DNA activation that you begin to feel a kick of that come up, and you just feel like, wow. It's like this energy rush that comes into you that you feel the beginnings of your greatness, of what it meant to be a great avatar being. So there are going to be times when you're pulled this way and pulled that way, and emotions are doing this and they're doing that, and you kind of need to sit back and allow. Be godlike with it. Okay, well, allow that. The emotions know what they're doing. They're trying to clear themselves. If you feel like throwing something or whacking somebody, try to point it at something that's not going to be harmed, you know? But be prepared for it. Okay, we'll go past